All right, we're going to share this in the group as well, too. What's going on, everybody? We're getting everything set up. About to start the show very, very, very shortly. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a... this one right here, though.
I think we picked on Lysandra a little bit too much about these drinks. This shit's stronger than the motherfucker.
The drink is?
It is.
I ain't got to mine yet, really, so y'all know how we do. Let's see.
You know, I don't do white.
What's going on, everybody? I see everybody rolling on in. Happy Thursday.
Hey.
Happy Thursday, y'all. This is the Conversation Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast. Tonight, the power of the P.
Right. Say it with me, Elise.
Give it to me. We ain't got, hold on. We needed one of them right there.
Yeah. Man.
What's up, y'all? Hey, I don't know about y'all, but happy Thursday Eve. Oh, happy Friday Eve, guys. Right now, stop what you're doing. If you love the Conversation Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast, please share this live right now. The power of the P. We are going to explore the uninhibited world of kinks. So right now, Chico, what's up, honey?
Hey, what's up, girls?
Y'all logging on in. Share this live. Right now, I think I have Lysandra
sharing it,
Karen, El Boogie sharing it.
Yeah, I'm getting in there.
Slim is sharing it. G Money is sharing it. So right now, we're going to go ahead and share these lives, guys. The power of the P tonight, exploring the uninhibited world of kinks. All right, how we sound out there? Austin, Mark, Thomas, Dame Dash, I think I saw you. Shout out to the couch, 704. Y'all. What you got going? Y'all, yeah, just let me know whether or not y'all can hear us well. I want to make sure everybody can hear and see us all in one accord. Fun show tonight, guys. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really excited to get into this thing.
Yes, hope y'all ready.
Because y'all know we ain't got no sense. I need to make sure I go live in the group. Because they're going to cut my neck off if I don't.
You've been pumping it up all day.
What? All day. Hey, you know what? Speaking of, for everybody that is logging on, I am going to drop the platform's information in there for you guys to join the...
I'm posting in there.
Join the... You got it, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, I've already posted it now.
Okay. Yeah, so everybody who's watching right now live, please, you guys have the opportunity to join our Facebook platform. I'm going to drop that link here shortly so that you guys can get in on all the action. All right, guys? Happy Thursday. Come through. CUMTHROUG. Come.
But you're going to spell through all the way out.
All the way out.
You got to draw that out.
We're getting all the innuendos in tonight.
Go all the way through.
All right. So look, we're gonna go ahead and jump on into this, guys. Again, welcome everybody to the Conversation Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast crew. Tonight, the power of the P. We're gonna explore some of these kinks, guys. So first things first. Oh yeah, turn it down. So first things first, guys. What y'all drinking on?
What y'all got out there?
What y'all drinking on? Lysandra, what the hell you done made us tonight?
Yeah,
well, I made everyone some kink teenies.
Ooh, say that again, girl.
Some kink teenies.
Kink teenies.
When you said you got to stick your tongue out, kink.
That don't even matter.
Shit, no, you can't even stick your tongue out on that word.
What y'all drinking out there? What's up, Bree? We got Bree. We got Devin.
What's up, Bree Mo?
Devin in the building. We
Jasmine.
Kieran, y'all know I can't say no names, right? But I'm gonna give everybody a shout out. Yolanda,
Tonio.
Again, we do things kind of different here with the Conversation Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast. We actually, Lysandra, y'all know how we do.
Yeah, that's right. We talk to you, you all talk to us,
and we talk to each other. All right, we're not gonna leave y'all out of this thing tonight. Right. This thing about to be juicy.
Exactly. Tonight we doing body talk, so y'all gotta look. Body talk, body to me, body talk. Yeah, y'all gotta talk to us. So y'all gonna have to get physically in tune with us tonight. We need to feel y'all chemistry.
All right.
So yeah, make sure y'all shout out what y'all drinking on so we can actually look at that. You know, sit down, pour you a drink, y'all, have a seat, turn on the Conversation Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast, and get ready. Get ready.
No, you didn't say it like that. Was that a seductive version of TGJ?
It was.
Get ready.
Should be ashamed of you.
Get ready. Ain't that something? You be in bed with your man, he be like, get ready.
GP, what's going on, man?
Listen, man.
Get ready.
I'm trying to figure this all out right now.
All right, hot topic. What we got?
All right, so y'all, the hot topic for tonight is about Facebook. But it turns out that Facebook could actually be more called the fake book.
Oh, shit.
So based on the credits from theweek.com, Facebook has removed as nearly as many fake accounts in the first quarter of 2019 as it had monthly active users.
Wow.
And it estimates fake accounts make up a growing percentage of the platform. So they removed actually a staggering 2.19 billion fake accounts out there, y'all.
It's
Fake,
ridiculous.
I mean,
Is
people
that
out
billion
there,
with a B?
people out there in Facebook, perpetrating a fake book, catfishing like a mug. Y'all gotta be careful what P y'all falling into out there.
That's right. That's bots too.
It's
That's a lot of marketing and cookies.
it's a lot
getting
going
into
on
your
out
shit.
there. People with fake businesses, people that advertising brands that ain't even there.
Frauds.
Yeah,
Fraud.
a lot of fraudulent activity. So y'all gotta be careful out there. You heard the numbers. It's almost as many fake accounts as it is real ones. So just check on real, recognize real. So definitely make sure them connections that you make are real connections.
That's right, fellas. If you get a friend request from a fine female
Fine.
and she got 4 friends
4 friends.
and 2 pictures,
Right.
it's a fake account, dog.
And she got big boobs, a big booty, and a camel toe.
Right.
Watch out. Watch out now.
And don't look too hard at that camel toe.
Don't.
Might be a camel's hoof.
It might be fake.
The whole
Because they got
dude out
fake
there.
camel toes
They
now.
do got
Did y'all
fake
see
camel
the fake
toes.
camel toes?
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
The power of the P. That goes back to the power of P. That you can make a fake camel toe and it means
fake.
something, and people
And
will
it does.
pay for it.
I mean, that thing is stout too. I mean, they got a fist on it.
Wow.
Like I say, power to the people.
But is that a kink?
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure
Or
for
a
somebody.
fetish.
I'm sure it is.
For some people, they're turned on by, overformed.
You was
I
trying
can't
to
even-
figure out.
I wanted to help you, but I couldn't.
Yo,
think
but
of
there
what
has
we
been
over.
there has been a humongous inundation of friend requests.
Yes.
Like I mean, every time I accept 50, it's almost like I get 500 more.
Right.
Like something's, and I gotta really something's
We
going
talked
on.
about that. Yeah. I don't know
Exactly.
where that's coming from, but
And I got a bone to pick with Facebook because I'm getting all these friend requests, and it looks like Facebook signed me up for AAA RP because all of them like they over 60 years old. Every
Yo.
single one of them. I'm like,
They
who
do.
daddy?
They do.
Who deacon? Do this? Who church you belong to?
Who whole church?
Who whole church?
I mean, and they
Whose cemetery you supposed to be in?
and they be suited and booted too, girl.
Casket short,
I mean, ascot and all.
everything. I'd be like, if you don't get them pointy toe crocodile, what you call them shoes, Gianna Bellatini's off my timeline.
They need love too, girl. They need love too.
you
So
hating
yeah,
on the Giorgio Boutini.
Yeah.
so that was our hot topic, guys. We always try to make sure that we give y'all a little something as far as hot topics is concerned. But we're gonna go
Right.
ahead and slide right onto this, into this thing
That's
now.
what they came here for.
Yeah, we're gonna give the people what they want.
Right.
Got to get people.
Power of the P, guys. The
Mm.
uninhibited world of kinks. All right, one time for all the fallen dynasties
All right.
that have fallen over the power of the P.
Let's hear this.
All right, Helen of Troy.
Mm.
Helen of
She was
Troy,
hell.
Spartan queen, seduced by Prince Paris of Troy. All right, well, she seduced him. She fled the palace with him and was persecuted by the king of Sparta and his army. Caused the Trojan War and the ultimate destruction of Troy. All right. In the end, however, she brought that ass back home to
Yeah.
Sparta. All right. She came home. Next, we have the Moxie dynasty in China. All right. Consort of King Jai dynasty. He neglected his state affairs to be with her. Neglected his whole
Country.
He
Brethren.
He said, I'll risk it all, girl.
which caused a widespread rebellion and the downfall of his kingdom.
Mm.
Damn. Just think about your people outside and you just like,
I don't
Really?
care nothing about them.
Really, dog?
To hell with them.
yo,
Hey, if she was fine though,
Really
you know there was a
don't.
lot of dudes that was like,
It's like,
I get it.
just think about his general.
No, he probably was like, I get it.
Yeah. He
How you
understood.
I get it.
I mean, a dude would understand. Like,
Dudes-
man, I do the
dudes
same thing.
Nah.
Even when we pick on cats for being whipped, P-whipped, we get
We
it.
understand. We understand.
In the
But-
back of our minds, we get it. Like we may
we're not
trip
trying,
on the cat. You know.
we're not trying to give him that.
No, we're not gonna give it to you.
Like,
But we
dog,
get it. We just
you
like
coulda
dude,
went
I
in a different
understand. Like,
direction.
you could still run the country. There's
You
always
can.
nighttime.
You ain't gotta cause so many lives.
A whole,
Yeah,
a
country, whole country.
I mean, you got drug on outside,
Right.
and you just in there just like
Hey,
I was getting some.
hey,
I was getting some. I was
Yeah.
getting some.
Put, yeah,
and he
That's
was
what it
like,
was.
again,
I'm almost done, y'all. Hold on.
one more again. Hey, man, I'm telling you.
last and not least, we got one more Chinese a lady, Su Dai. Su Dai. She was another consort of the king. She's sickly, sadistic, and emotionally cruel. She was sickly, sadistic, and emotionally cruel. Her favorite pastime was conducting torture.
Torture sessions, huh?
Yeah. Killed many loyal officers of the king, caused an uprising. At the end, the Shang army was so upset that it refused to fight the rebels, causing the dynasty to fall.
How many of them brothers did she screw?
Yo, she went through.
She ran through the camp, didn't she?
So what we're missing is like the first of all the P that showed the power of the P.
What was it?
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve, man.
Adam and Eve. This cat's out here that ate the apple.
He fell
The
for the
one
apple.
thing.
Look, he fell for the apple bottom.
Right. The one thing.
The original apple bottom.
The original
The
apple
original
bottom. Of all the
apple bottom.
For
of all
one thing.
time.
Right.
But how you know?
Okay, she wasn't there before. He wasn't eating the apple.
Maybe he was just alone and he just thought, you know what? God put her on here for a reason. Maybe I should eat this. It was for the people.
It was for the
Look, yeah, it was.
He could have had
She
the
was
munchies. She
naked
coulda
the
had the
whole
munchies.
time. Just butt naked the whole time.
But they both were butt naked.
But when he saw her, he said, "Whoa, man!
What'd he say?
Whoa, man!"
That fruit looked real different.
It looked
when
real
served to
different.
you naked.
It
What's the other dude in the Bible? Biblical. Had his hair cut. Samson.
Samson,
Samson.
Delilah.
Man, Delilah put it on him, man.
Ooh,
She laid him in the
Delilah.
lap and cut his hair while he was asleep.
Hey, let's
like
bring
a
it to
baby.
let's bring it to current times. Robert Kraft, billionaire.
Oh,
This man in strip
Oh
malls.
yeah, that is
You
right.
know, getting
Me love you
happy
long
endings.
time.
Oh, he's paying for it.
He is, but he's paying for the
That's
pig.
right.
It's all tied.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he don't even care about status.
No.
He did.
No,
He was probably
there was a
he-
reason why he was in Jupiter, Florida, doing
he
that.
was in the back of that car, like.
He wanted hot sex on the platter.
That's right.
Hey.
He fell for that Hong Kong sushi.
I think it was a members only.
Yeah.
So this brings us to our question. All right, here and guys, y'all know how this works. Everybody who's watching live right now, we talk to y'all. Y'all talk to us. Y'all talk to each other. Type deal. Okay. So we're gonna read some of y'all thoughts and opinions as well too. Tasha, Jeremy, Mr. Chavez, I see you.
What's
you there
up,
as
Lisa,
well.
Trina, Query, Tiffany, Doug,
All right. First question tonight. Is it okay
Lonnie?
for you to use your sex or its appeal to get what you want?
Well,
Is it okay for you to use your sex or your sex appeal to get what you want? I say absolutely. What say ye?
It's like,
I think it's a fine line.
yeah.
I think that when you manipulate someone with it, I think it's wrong.
okay.
But I think that when it's I think that both men and women like to be teased.
They do.
They like to, have that dangling carrot.
Mm-hmm.
And you do this for me, I give you that. Like if it's an understanding, that's not manipulation. But
Saying
it's
tit for tat.
tit for tat. Scratch
Tit.
my back, I scratch yours.
Tits for
Well,
tat.
maybe
Not
two
yours.
tits for tat.
Yours.
Two tits
Yeah,
for tat.
And you laughing too hard at your own joke. Can't laugh that hard at you. It was funny.
That was good though.
So is it okay though? Like for real? Like I mean, I think
Again, I think when both people know that it's an exchange, I think it's perfectly fine. But when you manipulate someone, look, there
Wait
are
a
women.
minute.
There are women who are very good at the touch. Like it ain't even. It's just the hint of sex.
Do you know
It's-
what the art of seduction is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a
But
whole
did-
book
but did-
about
You
it.
look at
But-
your eyes
but
right
these-
now. Don't be looking at me
Y'all
through
can't,
the.
I can't even see. Do y'all even
I see
know?
what you're doing.
You don't even know. The art of seduction is allowing someone to do what they already want to do.
Right.
So I feel like sometimes people need a little manipulation in order to feel vulnerable
Need a little
enough
push.
to do what it is that they already want to do.
But there is the going too far. We just
I
talked
agree.
about.
I agree. There is going too far.
I'll give you that. But we just talked about.
You know where it is without even looking.
I know, right?
I got a quick memory. But we just talked about the dude who neglected his whole country for the woman. You know what I'm saying? There's some manipulation going on there. That's a little much.
Is it?
Is it?
Really?
Yeah.
So people dying and not eating.
I'm just.
I mean, but the country
gotta die.
wasn't her responsibility.
So
It's
we all
circle of
gotta
life. It's circle of life, man.
It's called collateral damage.
Collateral
Collateral
damage.
damage.
All right. So do women use this more than men, and why do you think that is? Give me some examples. Like, do you feel like women use their power of sex or their sex appeal more than men do?
I believe that in that case, that sometimes you can do it and not even recognize that you're doing it. As women, I feel like we're built and we're created in such a way that it's natural. You know, the attraction is natural. When a man sees a woman, he does a quick scan over of her automatically.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking head to toe. Usually because in his brain, it's a chemistry thing that takes place. And his brain automatically, without him knowing subconsciously, he's looking at a woman that looks like she can breathe. Even though he might not want to have kids, it's to sow something. So he's looking for something that he can make a deposit in.
It's true.
So right when he sees that woman, automatically he's looking at her thighs.
That's the same thing. The same way we pick fruit.
Right.
You don't pick the imperfect fruit. When you pick fruit, you want to pick that plump.
So when you pick up that peach,
grapes,
you're looking at a plump peach. You're looking at a peach that looks defined and just well put together.
Right. Because you listen at our core, we're looking at it and you say that's a good piece of fruit. No, what it is it looks like it would edify my body. The same way when you choose a woman who has a full figure, as a man, it's procreation. Now, even if we don't want to have children with her, that's really at the root. For a woman, they're looking for the upside down triangle. Wide shoulders.
Trina said, give an example of manipulation, Slim.
I thought it was the Coke bottle.
Give an example. That's what Trina said.
Where John Lily at?
Yeah.
Where John Lily at? An example of manipulation. We talked about it. The dude with the Chinese leader. Women who get out of traffic tickets. Bit of manipulation.
I ain't gonna lie, I did that before. I mean, and it was now the cop came into my car. I didn't go to his car. He came to my car.
Thank you. So who was invading?
I'm saying I can't push these together and get out of
my
the
way
ticket.
to a
We
gala.
have
no such.
No opportunity.
I was on my way to a gala. I had on a dress, and yes, my bus wasn't like out, but it was, he saw the
Your
line.
cup runneth over.
The cup ran us over. My cup was running over.
Goodness.
My cup was over, and he was slurping up the excess. He was all in the car. So I mean, sometimes as women, we are very aware.
Bree makes a good point. She said it's the only power that women had at a time. And she's right.
Yep.
It actually has backfired on women in a sense too, because that's where a lot of that.
I was gonna say that.
Go ahead.
The whole feminist movement thing, like the Me Too movement thing, like that's where this has come from. Because at one point, again, this is a man's world, but it's nothing without a woman. So every precedence of of how to be, ways of being, was set the tone by a man. And in order for women definitely to get what it is that they want, you had to be enticing. And the thing about it is, which is so messed up, the enticing was set by the men.
Exactly. And
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, go ahead.
And just to really talk on that, it's just it's amazing that in certain parts of the world, they know the power that a female holds in their sexuality, and they suppress it. So in certain parts of Africa, they still castrate, they still take away, they still cut off the woman's clitoris, and they castrate her so she can't not have any type of sexual desire or feel any type of pleasure doing the act, because they feel like it is only for the man to enjoy the act. Man. So to me, even to this day, the power
cultures that make women cover themselves.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's to take away that, or to suppress that sexuality that they know we have, that's naturally given to us.
This is the thing I always thought about. Listen, when you make a woman like cover herself like that, them eyes,
you still can't.
What?
Them eyes are what get you.
Yeah.
You got to see
now you really doing
that reduces her down to so much though. Like
it's the whole package though. I mean, we can focus on the eyes, but it's the whole.
We're still gonna pick it up. It's the way she carries herself, the whole nine.
Like,
that ain't gonna stop a man from
no.
design.
We still know there's a woman under there.
Right.
But what kind of woman?
I'd be checking for eyes. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be a nasty old man just looking at eyes like.
That is nasty because the way you look,
I know.
I'm just saying. If that's all I get,
the way you look it is
I'm gonna
nasty.
be like she
Right
winked
now.
eyes at me, Ricky.
In those cultures, you can't even
She
look at
winked
them
at
like
me,
that.
Ricky.
Though.
You can't.
You can't look at
A
them
woman
In
has
those
to divert
cultures?
her eyes and put her eyes
because
down.
they're already spoken for.
But that speaks to a larger narrative, though, about the power of a woman.
Right.
Like, if you have to feel like as a man you have to suppress that power in any kind of way, like it must speaks way, way, way large volumes to actually who she is as a being.
It also
Not
speaks
just
volumes
a
to
just a being.
It speaks volumes to the people who have the power to put those rules in place.
Mhm.
Because I guarantee there are unattractive, undesirable men with power and money.
I agree with
Exactly.
that. as well.
Because a confident, maybe not powerful man can court a woman, and it has nothing to do with.
And that's one reason why it's so difficult for a woman to be president, because a woman get up in there and if she's fine and seductive, man, she'll take this whole nation by storm. You hear me?
I agree.
The world.
She will take
The
the
world,
whole
yeah.
pinky.
You mean like Michelle?
Oh my God! I pledge
Exactly.
allegiance
I'm
to the flag.
Michelle could take over.
Yes, Michelle, I agree.
Exactly. Because there's something about that when a man gets in the presence of a female that can talk intellectually, and at the same time, she seduces him in a way that's not sexual, but he even desires more from her.
Mhm.
He's drawn in.
Mhm.
She's gonna have his attention for a long time,
Right.
A long time. And so those men from all the other places, they'll be right there at her beck and call. What you need, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you imagine her meeting with Putin?
Man,
Oh man,
I can
he would.
see that.
I think he would be like
Yeah.
like
He wouldn't know.
literally
He wouldn't know what to do.
blown
with her.
away.
He wouldn't know what to do.
Putin try to be getting all in that pudding.
He would try though.
Putin pudding.
Putin be out trying to get all in that pudding.
Putin
right.
trying to get the pudding.
So you using your sexuality and sex to get what you want out of a relationship is okay, and out of a dating situation is okay when doing it the right way, as Slim said. However, you must employ both consideration and tact, as there are some situations to avoid. Like, for example, do have sex to reinforce good behavior. If your guy does something extra special for you, in addition to expressing your gratitude verbally, it is acceptable and even encouraged to give him a little extra something special in the bedroom.
Man, let's ask y'all, what's a little extra something?
A cookie.
Just that? Is head extra?
It better not be.
Right. What is extra in the
What's
bedroom?
extra?
The thing is don't be
Little
extra. Like, it should just be good all
Right.
the time.
It's good all the
It should
time.
be good all the time. And
Every
it's
single
the way you
time.
approach it, though. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's good all the time, it's the way that, you know what? I like how you did that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you doing that for me. Come on back here and listen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or just pop up on them and
Nah.
watching the game. Or,
Wait a minute.
Come
I
on,
want some.
man.
I didn't mean it like that. Come on. I didn't mean it like that. I just pictured somebody with a bonnet on. And what they call it, a negligee.
Yeah.
Well,
Come on
that's what I was.
back here.
That's
You
what I
walk
was.
in there with a whip.
I was going to speak
Look.
to presentation. How about some presentation?
Oh, Lord.
You know,
Yeah.
dress it up.
She
One more time.
like, cover daddy.
Great Jones over here.
Hey, she know how to work that thing. Did you see that?
It's not a first. It's not a first
It's
rodeo.
not wrist action.
Dame Dash
Wrist
said,
action.
there ain't a such thing as extra.
Right.
Okay. So don't refrain from sex as punishment. All right. Don't
Don't do it, lady.
refrain
And
from
don't just
sex
move
as
past the
punishment.
extra real quick, because this is the thing.
Okay.
Think about it like this with your man. If he does extra things for you at certain times, that shit's manipulation.
Fact.
Like if you do what you do
Right.
this and do that, you know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll do that for you or do this. Like, it should already be like that. Now it's the approach, it's the appreciation, but not give me something extra in the bedroom because you
It
did
should come
something. That's
naturally.
like payment. That's like
it should come naturally
prostitution
because you
in the
want to do
relationship.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's too overt.
Right.
You don't want to make it that obvious.
Right. If you want to, yeah. You wanna
Like I
do
said,
a
that
little-
should
wanna
be
switch it up a
that should
bit.
be the standard.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer that
The
men ain't getting a lot of just what they consider
Extra.
good,
I agree.
or
Yep.
to even really think about the extra. So when they get, they're like, you know what, this is good, but they don't never experience nothing that's above and beyond extraordinary.
And I think
what's Elise's favorite term?
which one?
Choose better.
Choose better.
But you know what? Here's the thing: in a lot of relationships, it starts off with the extra being added, at first, and then after a while it becomes very lethargic and very mundane, and so then you start to get the extra on birthdays. Well, an extra really isn't extra because it's something that was already happening when you guys first started anyway. And I think that's one of the biggest things that happen in relationships with stamina and with people continuing to keep with connection
and intimacy. Effect. It's the new thing. So I don't know. You got to find a way to keep it shiny.
Well, I'm like this. It's like that
shiny.
Remember that video, that song that En Vogue did when you cater to him? Yeah. That's what I would call a little something extra.
Giving him something he can feel.
Give him something he can feel.
Hey.
Or if you know there's certain, we'll talk about kinks later.
Yeah.
You can't do the kinks all the time, but that could be your extra. If you know he has certain kinks that he likes, or she has certain kinks that you can't do it every time. It does get old, but that's your extra.
That's true.
Okay.
Don't refrain from sex as punishment. Trust me when I tell you that while it may seem like an obvious choice at the moment, withholding sex as a form of discipline would inevitably lead to more complication. Communicate with your partner outside the bedroom about important issues. So don't refrain from sex as punishment. I think that is the worst. The worst. Don't do that.
It
guys.
is because somebody else gonna do it if you won't do it.
Do give in to make-up sex. If it's been rocky road and you found that there's a way to resolve your disagreement through honest dialogue, get back on track with a little bedroom action. There is nothing wrong with that.
Trina said, or set the pole up.
Set it up
and tear it down
and screw it. Make sure it's in there good.
If you ain't got no pole, just twirl around the chair real quick.
Which pole we talking? Oh, never mind.
Hey, both of them. I dare to say it, both of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't give in to breakup sex. All right, ladies, for those of you who think that breakup sex somehow makes it easier to get over an ex-boyfriend, think again. By giving into sex with strings attached, you're not only giving your ex exactly what he wants, but you're also making it hard for yourself to move on.
Depends if you want to or not.
Do you agree with that, fellas? Breakup sex, giving it to an ex.
No. That's a problem.
Yeah,
you're creating problems for yourself. You're creating a bush bunny
because you haven't moved on, and once that moment fades, you're right back where you started at. So I think that's a bad idea all the way around the board.
Men and women, both sides. Like a lot of times when you have that cat who jumps out of the car and you unexpected in an unexpected place and you with somebody else, is usually because you had breakup sex.
Y'all still having the makeup breakup.
They always try to make it as if the dude is crazy or the woman is crazy.
If the dude be crazy.
Oh, but not the woman.
No.
But
okay, she do too. Right. But the dude be crazy.
You're right though. But see, but the thing is, you can't say he crazy. He might have got over emotion because of the situation that he was in.
Well, Carl Thomas should have. You know what I'm saying? Right. He should have agreed to because a lot of times with breakup sex, what happens is two people end up coming together and be like, you know what, I really don't like you, but we have amazing sex together. So let's just keep this as sex and nothing else, and not move beyond it. And you got, both of them be like, yeah, all right, right. And then next thing you know, it's always one. You out and you see him with her, and now you all in your feelings so deep, and then bam, there you go.
Yep. Bash Knight said, "Work for Dwayne and Whitley."
hey,
but it's a different world now, though.
At least from where I'm
from where we from.
It almost didn't work for Dwayne and Whitley though.
Almost
right. They had a lot of complications as well.
They really.
But one thing that Bash. One reason why it worked for them is because they communicated. Like I will say that, like they did a very good job of, Whitley had that whole women thing going on, and I really do. She wanted Dwayne to read all her mind all the time, and Dwayne had a very good way of coming to her and be like, "Look, woman, I can't read your mind. What do you want?"
Right.
And it forced her to be able to be transparent and real and honest with them, and I think that's why it worked. But a lot of us
also worked like that because somebody wrote it.
Okay.
Exactly, because it was television.
Wait, that's in the script.
Yeah, because it was scripted. It was television. It wasn't real people.
Right. Do use sex as a tool of persuasion. Do use it as a tool of persuasion. It's been a long week, and all you want to do is stay in and chill with your man. Unfortunately, he is revved up from a stressful week or a stressful day at work and is determined to spend the night drinking and watching sports. When used correctly, sex can be a powerful tool of persuasion. Offer to help him unwind with a sensual massage. Before you know it, he'll be putty in your hands.
He will.
And hockey will be the last thing on his mind.
It will.
Who the hell wrote this?
Yeah,
if you watching hockey,
we talking about hockey.
You watching hockey and your girl trying to give you something?
That was
Bruh.
cosmopolitan.
It had to be.
Give him some head. That's what they're trying to say. Give him some head.
It's universal though.
I like how they say massage. We all know what massage.
We know what that
is.
means.
Basketball
Give him a
ain't for hockey.
massage.
That's right.
All right, guys, we're gonna move into this. Y'all know what y'all are here for. The uninhibited world of kinks. All right.
Mhm.
What is a fetish or a kink? Again, the uninhibited world of kinks. All right. What is a fetish or a kink? You guys know there is a difference between the two, right?
It's
Please
a
explain.
difference.
It is a difference. A kink, as long as nobody is being harmed, all activities that enhance sexual enjoyment are par for course is considered a kink.
Hey.
All right.
Okay.
So that's a kink. A fetish. While a kink increases the partner's pleasure, a fetish replaces the partner with an object.
Mm.
That could range from a body part to an actual object.
Oh wow.
So that's the difference between kink and fetish.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people really,
They don't understand the
they
difference.
kind of group it all together, kinks and fetishes, but there is definitely a big difference. So that fetish part literally removes the
person from it.
Yep.
Like if you're using any toys, if you're just pretty much intrigued or fascinated or turned on by, say, feet,
right. It's
like
a body part
that's
or
a
an
body
item.
part or
say like
an
you?
object. Yeah.
I heard you cut that off real quick.
I have,
like,
yeah,
real
that-
quick. I
A
heard that.
fetish of mine is feet. So to me, for some people, that's a thing for them. They fixate on feet. They like.
I wish they were turned up so they could see the cookie monster.
So, but I'm
So
saying,
hold on, we can't get past this. I'm sorry.
we're
We're not gonna make
stay
this
too
about
long.
you.
Okay?
But you like dudes' feet though?
I like nice feet. I do. I mean, wasn't care of, I mean, I'm comfortable with my sexuality when it comes to that. If I want to suck my man's toes, I'm gonna suck his toes.
Yes, girl. I was
Nobody
waiting
gonna
for it.
All day.
Yes,
Nobody
girl.
gonna judge you for it.
All day.
Did you see Gordon's eyes?
Some dudes like it.
And some love it.
Yeah.
Some have never had it, but when they
Exact-
get some of the parts that we never explore are the underarms, the back of the knees, the elbows, the toes, the fingers. I mean, the back of the earlobes. There's parts for everybody because that's where your nerve endings are. So if you explore those, you will actually increase the climax for your partner.
All right, hold on one second, guys. I am having some trouble connecting. And
I learned something
We're
new.
getting back connected. All that static, all that frequency we put out
Oh
there.
yeah, there's something going on here.
Yeah, like what's the
I think
problem?
Facebook doesn't like what we're doing.
Y'all don't like this
They
Facebook?
didn't like your hot take. That's what it was. Shut us down.
Looks like we live again. We good.
We're good.
Are you sure?
We're there. Yeah, because I see them still on mine.
No.
Yeah, we dropped to 9 viewers, and we talking about sex. Something must be wrong.
Mic
Yeah.
check.
They're coming back. Are y'all back with us? Did
But
y'all see any technical difficulty? You guys tune in. Let us know.
My thing's still saying
We still can see you. So
Yeah.
somebody give us a note. Let us know that you
Yeah, let's
can,
know
you
that
can hear us
everything
out
is
there.
good, y'all. We think Facebook got a little bit, shocked by some of the things that we were
It was
saying.
Lysandra's feet comment.
right. It says due to
Facebook, suck my toes. Okay? Suck all 10 of them.
all right. So
Now, if you'd have said all 9 of them, that would have been a totally
Y'all be
different
like, wait a
thing.
minute.
That is a kink.
Exactly.
all right,
Right.
so
What's that emo blog?
so that is the difference between a kink and a fetish. All right, what are some of the kinks and fetishes that are out there, guys? All right, we're going to talk about some of those kinks
Woo.
and some of those fetishes.
My favorite.
We ain't even gonna judge.
We not judging.
All right, for everybody that is just joining us, welcome to the Conversation Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast. All right, the power of the P tonight. Right now, we are exploring the uninhibited world of kinks. All right, guys, want to dive into this and talk about some of these kinks. Okay, talk about these kinks. Everybody has their kink sheet.
Oh,
We
there's a
got
kink
it.
sheet.
Wow.
There's a whole
We have-
kink.
we have a
All right,
kink
these
cheat
are
sheet.
the
Hold on, hold on.
ABCs of kinks.
You killed a lot of trees
And
for these kinks.
fetishes, all right? ABCs, all right? It has every kink and fetish from the alphabet, all right? From A
I made me a
to-
booklet.
A to Z, all right? Some of the more common, excuse me,
Let's go.
some of the common kinks is BDSM, all right? A modern acronym used to refer to the kink and fetish communities activities. Letters stand for many different things, including bondage and discipline, dominance and submission, sadomasochism,
Masochism.
sadism and masochism, and slave/master.
Y'all wild out there, man.
Yes.
Y'all
Yes.
wild
Where
out
do
there.
y'all think that came from? Actually,
What,
there's,
BDSM?
there's some history with that. Do y'all know where BDSM
Oh,
originated
please
from?
share. Please share.
Well, back in the days, you remember whenever the
I
slave
love how
masters-
y'all do research on some of the wildest
Yeah, I
things.
didn't get to print out my sheet, but back, and
You
a lot
recorded
of
the memory.
a lot
Go
of
ahead,
the BDSM started back in the 1600s,
Mhm.
and they would actually do types of bondage on each other or restrict people because they thought that if they bond them really tightly, that it would help to restrict or to cure insanity in individuals. So they would actually practice bondage on individuals, thinking
and
that
it was
would cure.
turning them on.
And it was
It was
turning
making it worse.
It was making them more crazy.
They were getting turned
Yeah,
out
it was
in the
driving them
1600s.
crazy.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so even
And all this time, I thought when they were impaling cats that it was something
Right.
torturous. Like,
so
they
this
actually
even
enjoyed it.
carried over even into the slavery times, because you remember when the slave masters would be away, the
Mhm.
wives would go out because they would get turned on by the slave men who were bound by these chains and stuff. And so because they were bound and they could not touch them or do anything to them, they would play out their sexual fantasies on these men because they were already bound, and it would turn them on.
Well,
So,
I
hold
don't, I
on.
don't be getting into all of that when I be like doing
Master-
it.
Yeah, I go into all the history.
I see.
No,
So-
she's talking about the actual. Let's switch.
Be-
Please share.
Yeah.
Please share.
Share.
She was not talking about research at all. So
Yeah.
when you're
I wasn't.
involved here,
So we're talking about
Honeybee.
BDSM, and BDSM is one of my fetishes that I can be
Mhm.
transparent
Yeah, I love
about,
it.
that I actually love a lot. Because for me, and again, when it comes to these kinks and fetishes, there is a psychological thing that's involved here, and I want everybody to understand that it's not that people are crazy,
No.
but there are certain things psychologically that free people,
Mhm.
and BDSM for me is something that frees me because I am a person that is in control a lot.
Mhm.
In my own life, I'm in control at work. I'm in control just in my own life, in my destiny. I forge my own path. I'm a rebel. So that takes a lot of having to just do. And for me, BDSM in the form of being able to trust your partner enough to give complete and utter control for him to do whatever it is that he wants to do that doesn't go beyond your heart limits.
Right, I got you. That's good.
And
So how do you set those limits? Is it truly a pineapples moment?
Yeah,
You
so-
just create a word, or
yeah.
so those moments are set, and we're going to talk about. Bree says it helps her with her anxiety. Definitely helps me with my anxiety as well.
It's a form of touch therapy.
But it's so many different facets of it.
It is.
You got the bondage to where you can do the ropes, you got the whips, you got the paddles, you got the floggers,
Find
you
a
got
safe place.
the ones where you literally
50 Shades of Grey joint.
50 Shades of Grey
Right.
joint.
Okay.
So speaking of hard limits, common limits include, you know what, we're actually going to go over there later, but I just wanted to mention some of the kinks. All right, so Lysandra, give me some more kinks that we got.
Choking.
Yes.
Choking is a. Woo! Let me be quiet. I almost said shut up.
Choke them to the woozy.
Okay.
I tell you when I'm gonna die.
I mean, a lot of people have a issue with people want to be in a situation where they're being dominated. So it is kind of almost like a form of BDSM for some people. But actually what choking is the act of causing someone to pass out or begin to lose consciousness by restricting the blood flow to their brain.
Yes.
It's also called choking out.
Mhm.
Of course, this is considered edge play and is widely debated practice in the kink community. And for some of us, that do practice it, we practice it in different ways. If you all are familiar with what's the movie with Sharon Stone back in the day?
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. That was one of the first times where people actually started getting into it, where she put the tie.
They was being
But they was
into
doing it for a long. They was doing it for a long time, and a lot of the choking and restriction actually happened in the Japanese culture. And
Yes.
It was played out in Kama Sutra. And you could see that if you looked at some of their paintings way back in the days,
Mhm.
they actually practiced a lot of this stuff. And the Western culture actually started picking it up.
and there's different endorphins that are released.
Right, it is.
Totally good.
And it actually heightens orgasm
Yes.
because the blood is restricted to certain parts of your body.
Yeah. Almost kill me
Almost,
an orgasm.
yes. Yeah.
You going to heaven. You going to the upper room. Either way.
Somehow.
Either way you going. Somehow, some way. It's
Can you imagine seeing God after that and he'd be like, how'd you get here?
Oh, he know. He's on mission.
And you like,
He knows. He just want to hear you say it.
You be like, hold on, he's still choking me. Wait a minute.
You had the memes when they be like, get out.
Get in here, GP.
He already knows your resume.
Yeah. He be looking at you like, look, I already look,
Looking
get
at your
out.
side eye.
All right, I'm gonna need for y'all to give me one. One the men. I'm gonna need for y'all to look at y'all sheet and give me a kink or a fetish.
I ain't even looking at the sheet. I tell you, fetish of mine, but it's
okay.
It's so
Do tell.
Oh
so
God,
tame.
what is it?
In comparison?
What is it?
Fishnet stockings.
Fishnet.
Listen. Fishnet stockings,
Pantyhose.
and not the little thin ones. I'm talking about the wide
The wide hose.
gauge fishnet stockings where the meat kind of hang out of.
Do they need to look torn and tattered?
I'll tear them.
Oh,
Yeah.
You like to tear
he
them.
said that
Yeah.
confident.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll tear them.
He did.
Yeah, bring them uninterrupted, and I'll buy you a new pair.
Because they cheap.
Yeah, they're cheap as hell.
Man, you can get all. Look, you can tell me you want for
I tell you
$2.99.
another
Dollar
Okay, I'm
Beauty.
listening.
another one, very cheap. Baby oil.
Baby, man.
You like
Slather
that
yourself.
Slippery.
Yeah, we're gonna slather
Reach yourself up like a
ourselves.
goose.
That means
Yeah.
you got to get a good grasp on my neck.
Man.
Mhm.
Your fingernails got to be in the
That's when you get the rope.
so it don't move.
That's when you get the rope.
But it's an adventure. You see what I'm saying? It's an adventure.
Man.
About you, GP.
What you got?
Y'all took my choking, but where I'll go with
Hold on. You got to
Wait a
share.
minute. You like the
You
choke?
like being choked, or you
Oh,
like
no,
choking
no.
cat?
I've
You
never
like-
been choked before.
You never.
What?
I know.
It ain't no fun. I'm telling you now, it ain't no fun.
Yo.
Yo.
It's no fun to me.
It
Look, you said, oh, I think we
Man,
built different.
look.
I think men and women are,
No,
okay, I
no.
think I'm built different.
Yeah, because there are like when you in the moment and you just reach up and you
Hey, I'm gonna
He
keep
like,
it real.
wait a minute.
It's happened, and
He like-
I've never told and never said anything. But in my mind, I'm like, you don't get your mother. Man,
He's
that
scared.
does nothing for
hold
me.
on, mine
I
started. He started swatting, and I thought he wanted to fight.
Yeah. And then you be ready.
I
'cause
was
you
in
like,
that bitch like,
you like, you
oh, that's
aggressive.
what we
Oh, you doing? Yeah.
You like, oh, let's take it then. He's probably like, I can't
Yeah.
breathe.
You done turn whole
I'm
game.
about to
Look,
die.
he smacked the shit out of me.
look, you done turn whole Game of Thrones Daenerys and what's his name
Uh,
on there when they was in.
Oh, he smacked the shit out of me.
Wait a minute. Turn it- We got signs to form.
Oh God, that was funny.
It
Oh,
was.
God. So you ain't never been choked?
Never.
Nah, I've never been choked. But,
Are you interested in trying it?
Nah, I'd be open to it.
she about to choke your ass right now. You better watch.
You see that meme, right?
She drinking King Teenies and
My choke game is strong.
Did you see
boy.
her shoes?
Yeah, I did. I saw
All right, then we'll talk about that one. Furry.
I mean,
Furries.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna allude to rough sex.
Oh, it's
a
rough.
I think rough sex is great.
Man,
It's
okay.
like Romeo
You got-
and
you
Juliet.
You gotta change the tempo in the room sometimes.
Yes, you
So,
do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to make love, and
Sometimes you want to
sometimes
beat
you
it
want
up.
it rough, and you
Yeah.
want it. Yeah, if it ain't rough, it ain't right. Sometimes.
Oh,
gotta-
hey,
Hey,
God almighty.
Oh, don't for y'all take that advice though. You better check who your partner is.
you better.
I'm just saying.
Make sure they
Get
ain't got
that
no
call
record.
tomorrow. It'll be all right tonight.
Make sure they ain't got no
In the morning,
assault
you
record.
Mr. Patterson.
Till the cops come knocking. Maxwell
We're
said that.
investigating a homicide.
Yeah.
They have got all the evidence they need. Bruises, scratches.
You be like, everything okay, officer? He said, you sure?
Hey, Jai just said he ain't been choked either, but bitten a lot. So
Oh, for real, John?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The rough sex.
Oh,
you can
biting, yeah.
One thing, Mia,
Scratching.
and I do have to agree
Scratching.
with her there. She said fetish, man's ankles, his veins, and his
His charge.
yeah. So
Yeah, what's a chode?
I believe it's I think she's talking about the peridium. It's a little part below the testicles in between it.
yeah. But them veins, a
You like-
man's veins.
It's a turn on.
Oh my God.
When they popping out.
I
at
hear
the
that a
end.
lot.
Yes. That's something sexy when you see a man's vein, because you know the blood is running warm.
It's running warm in his
Yet
body.
through his
Oh, I
when you
what
see
you're getting at.
strong veins,
See what you get.
Man, he got a good grip.
he got a good
Strong like bull.
Yes. Yes, sir.
He got a
Strong
good
like bull.
flow.
Strong like
That
bull.
flow open.
Nothing wrong with my yang. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Was that Golden Child?
Mhm.
Ginseng, good for the yang.
Yeah.
Good for the
Nothing
yang.
wrong with my yang.
And guess what? Men and women, but I feel like, women, y'all can chime in on whether or not y'all do or not. when we look at somebody sexually, we look at how they fit our fetishes and how they fit our kinks.
Men do too.
Right. But yeah.
Men do too.
Like women definitely, like a woman would be definitely turned on by a man physically, just by whether or not she feels like he looks good. But a lot of what she feels like that attracts her to him is what she feels like he can do to satisfy her in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Like broad shoulders, you know, like whatever that look is for her, she's looking at you that sexual way. It goes beyond just that, you know, oh, he's cute or he's not, because you got levels to it. You got, oh, he's cute, oh, he's handsome, damn, he's sexy.
And then
for most women, again, it's the first 5 second rule, right? Like, tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all know within 5 seconds.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit more.
You kind of
you can mess it up, obviously, but you know within 5 seconds.
Yeah, if he can get it or not. You already made a decision. You're gonna take him there.
That's true. All right, question, guys. Here we go. What are some of the what are hard limits, and how important is it for you to define them, and when? #pineapples. Exactly.
Whatever it is that person would recognize, use it. My word is Krispy Kreme.
Wow.
Mine is, fuck you doing? We need a safe word for. The fuck is you doing? This is crazy.
I mean, because I think in some of those times there's all type of words that can come out in that situation, and you know, and sometimes even doing role play, you're saying certain things. And so there's words that can be confused for just you playing around. So you got to be careful of the word that you say. And a lot of times certain sounds that you're making can sound like something and it's not what it is. So you have to be really clear, and you got to get the person's attention, because they can be in another place.
Yes, girl.
And be there with you.
Yeah.
And you got to snap them back. And you might have to say it a couple times. They'll be so gone.
Come back,
This is when rough sex comes in. You got to smack them back into this time.
Yeah, and if you already smacking, you can't smack them again. You got to, or they're going to tap your ass out. So you got to use a word.
So hard limits. Like, so let's talk about when this is established. For me, I don't have a safe word. I don't have a safe word only because I let my partner know what my boundaries are beforehand. And once I let that person know what my boundaries are beforehand, if for some reason there happens to be something where I don't like, there's an energy and a shift that happens where, you know, when you completely disconnect from that person, you know, like you kind of know that's when it's too much. Like, so I that's why I personally don't have a safe word, because there's just that feeling.
You guys are cool as hell. I'm just gonna tell you, y'all do a lot of talking before it goes down.
But we're not talking. We're not talking in the moment.
No, I feel you. Y'all have these conversations before, like, hey, look, game time. This
game plan. It's like a huddle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
it is not. First of all, the way y'all describing it right now,
it sounds like
bullshit.
you had to sign a waiver. Like,
right.
hold on.
Right.
Let me check.
Disclaimers. Hold on.
I think it's some conversations.
Look, it's a no-go, dog.
Yeah, it's some conversations you have with somebody when you're just having general conversations with the person.
Right.
And y'all just talk, you know, and you know how it is when you meet somebody and sex just kind of generally just falls into the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just makes its way into it, and you all start
into the conversation.
Yeah, and you all start talking
happens,
about those
but I'm saying
things.
the way that you're saying it, it's almost like you covered everything. I was just talking about earlier, like being choked. Like, I don't want to ruin the mood by saying, don't, like, what the fuck is you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So you kind of deal with it, and you have to wait till later on. Like, that is you build it over time.
But you know what?
But you guys
don't have to. And
I feel you.
I think that, but men suffer through that, and I think that's so wrong.
I think we do.
They shouldn't.
Right, because
I don't want to rock the boat. In a lot of cases, men don't want to rock the boat. Like, and I get it. I totally get it. You're not gonna rock the boat, dude. If she want to be with you, she's gonna be with you.
But you ain't gonna get the little man. You ain't get the little man to spill the water either if you don't say something.
Oh, he gonna spill the water.
You gotta.
And honestly, that's the thing. Is like, go ahead and choke me. Go ahead and choke me, because I'm gonna get to this. I wish it ain't even loud enough.
Yeah, it's not.
But by that time, you're not even focused on the person to finish. Your mind is
totally like, why is she choking me right?
Exactly. So you have to say something in a way where you just say, you know, baby, let me, or take control, because a lot of times if she likes to choke you, she also likes being dominated.
Yes.
So they also go hand in hand.
Very much
So
so.
if she's
Totally
choking
get it.
you, reach up and choke her ass and put her on the bottom.
Slam her ass.
Slam her.
In the mattress. Put her in the box spring.
Finish her.
I feel you.
Don't be timid about it
Don't
either.
be timid either, because she ain't gonna be mad at you.
I'm gonna tell you, there's a fine line between I feel your nails in my back and that's my skin. I'm gonna need that.
Well, you
know
don't.
what I'm
But
saying?
you don't
Like,
have to say that. Only thing you gotta
You
do is
don't,
like
but
push her. Like
it's usually the next day. It's usually later on. We have to have these conversations. Y'all feel like it's all good.
You find that out once you hit that shower.
Yeah. As soon as that water,
you like, you gotta let it go.
you just don't push yourself through that for nothing.
No, man. Look, you got to know the mood. You got to know who you with, and you got to know when it's going down. It ain't always just switch it up. Oh, watch your hand. Like sometimes you might be at that moment. You don't want to stop what you're doing, have a conversation, make a move.
Right.
Look, y'all been with dudes. I know you've seen Eddie Murphy with the don't move. Like it's in the moments.
Scratch your back.
It's good to her. It's good to you. You don't want to rock the boat.
You allow the flow to go.
But it ain't
right?
good to you if you.
It's
It
still
could be
good.
better. It could be better.
You distracting me.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, you just distracting me.
We can
This
deal with
right here is
discomfort.
distracting. It's doing
we can
nothing
deal with
for
some
me.
discomfort.
Right.
But we'll talk about that on the recap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
No, when
keep
I'm talking
going.
about the recap,
I'm
I'm
gonna
talking
get to
about
We're not
the
talking about the
partners.
recap of the
I'm
show.
talking
Yeah.
about between the
But that was
partners.
a good transition, though.
Yeah, let's get to the rest of these, y'all, because there's so many good ones.
All right.
We want to get to the rest of
How can you be more open to exploring kinks and fetishes? Like, how can you be more open? And I think this questions come from the fact that when it comes to sex, a lot of us are with our partners or have been with our partners for a very long time. And just like we evolve as people, we evolve sexually as well.
Mm.
And a lot of times when you feel like you view your partner as being one way and you have these sexual desires that go completely against who you feel like their character is, a lot of times you suppress those desires, and with being able to suppress with suppressing those desires, you find yourselves in situations where you're lusting or you're putting yourself in situations that are susceptible to wanting to have those desires and fulfilled. So how do you or how can you be more open about exploring kinks and fetishes as it applies to your hard limits? Outside of your hard limits, you already know what your hard limits are, but how do you move to that place where, this is my partner's hard limits, or this is my hard limits, but I want to explore some things?
I think it's just a matter of just taking leaps of faith. It's just like facing fears. You know what I mean? You have to face your fears. So this to me would fall into that a similar category, whereas, maybe you had a phobia or you had fear of exploring into those areas because you're just not comfortable with it. But the only way you're just going to have to, sort of play around with certain things and find certain ways to work around, like workarounds,
right,
that get you into that place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about sex. Mia hit that. She said you have to talk about sex.
You really do.
And I think that's so taboo with people. Like, people don't talk about sex. Like, they don't have random conversations to where they literally just have a whole conversation concentrated on just sex.
I just think there's a place for it. Like, a lot of times when I say there's a place for it, right? When you're dating someone, when you're first meeting someone, sometimes it comes up and sometimes it doesn't. And I think that if it's forced from either side, it can come off. So I'm gonna say for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I allow the woman to bring up sex if it's a part of conversation, only because
okay, that's fair.
there's a label
That's
that comes with men who bring up sex in conversation.
That's
It makes
fair.
you look deeper too.
Yeah, and not that it makes you look deeper. The thing is conversation will lead where conversation leads.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it also, conversation speaks to what it is that you want from the other partner. A man is already, honestly, women too. If you're having a conversation, if you're spending time together, 9 times out of 10, there is some attraction there.
Yeah.
So it comes natural. Like, maybe I'll spark up sexual conversation if the mood is right. But most of the time, a woman will start the conversation.
If a dude look at me like I'm a snack, I'm gonna ask him in the middle of the day,
Is you
trying
hungry?
to fuck, ain't you?
Is you hungry?
If you're attracted to him.
Yeah, of course.
That's my point.
Oh, well, you know what? But sometimes I might not, even if I'm not attracted to him, because I literally want to see what his thoughts are. Because I'm not a telepath.
Playing dirty games.
Like I
You
don't.
playing dirty games.
I mean, but at the end of the day, like if I've already committed to being on a date with you,
then you're probably attracted to him.
At least
exactly.
I would hope.
Like, or
Right.
there's something there that is intrigues
something
me.
something that's attractive.
Exactly.
Intrigue, mystery, whatever it is.
If you're looking at me like a snack and I want you to be hungry,
I'm going to
I'm
ask that
asking
ass.
you want to eat it?
Yeah.
See, but that's what I said. You
That
just
was class. You wanna eat
initiated.
it.
You initiated based on physical
Right.
cues, conversation, timing.
And I think it's one of those things that, men and women, they know. They just
Mhm.
it's just you kind of
It's
know what
instinct.
It's
It's
an
instinct.
underlying.
it's an underlying thing. It's an unspoken language.
Unspoken language.
It's an unspoken language, but you both recognize what you're talking.
But that's what I'm getting to. This whole unspoken language thing.
You gotta talk it
Because
out.
if we're so different
You're
as
different.
people, like just species, genders, whatever.
Honeybee, you're
like,
different.
Okay, but still,
You're a
like
unicorn, honeybee.
when you got some of these people out here who have these things locked and trapped in their mind, like they're thinking these things, they wanting to know these things, but they feel so locked down by not being able to be vulnerable that they miss out on the opportunity to get pleasure and pleasured right. Because they simply will not speak up.
And they stay in their lane. They end up staying in their lane. That's why chemistry, is so important. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
I agree with that
that
as
was
well.
the case, you could do it with
Timing
everybody
is
if
important.
everybody understood it on that level.
Right.
So to me, it's about allowing things to happen organically. You know what I mean? So we don't have to have a whole lot of conversation.
That's why we're talking from two different sides of the
And
table.
like he was saying,
I'm listening.
We're
you
talking
know,
from two different sides of the table.
Yeah,
like
we're
very
sort of-
mature conversation here. I'm not saying
mature.
no, I didn't mean it. I'm saying
I'm not mature.
from a male standpoint. You guys pointed us out.
clean up on our five. Clean up on our five.
I know in 5 minutes into the date, he's talking about my breast.
At least it's looking at mine. Fuck.
Well, real quick, we want
Unicorn.
to as the people are talking, as we are talking to each other, and the people
Right.
are talking amongst themselves. So basically, what they've said, DeMarcus said, you just have to talk about your fetishes. Of course, we just finished up that. Sometimes you just can't try some stuff out of nowhere. And Trina said, how can you be more open? She said, liquor. I agree, Trina. It always helps.
Liquor, like LICKHER?
No, like liquor. Like liquor. Like alcohol. That'll work too. That'll
I know it was
definitely.
coming.
That'll
Hey, that
definitely.
That joke never gets old. Like it never gets old.
That would definitely work too. Mia said again, just talk about it. Zaida said communication.
I'm sorry.
Mia said ain't no faithless sex. I'm asking and telling. I ain't got time to try to figure it out when I'm trying to get some ass. Okay. Trina
Tell us how you really feel.
said, but seriously, I agree. Just ask, talk about what you like and what you're curious about. And Mia said, if you're sexually attracted to each other,
Yeah, you feel it.
She
You
said,
know.
you gotta figure it out.
You know.
But listen to the second part of what Mia said. She said, if you got to figure it out, it ain't time yet.
It's not
See, the
time
thing
yet.
is, it doesn't mean that you're not vibing or
Right.
you're not attracted. It just means it's not time yet. My point earlier was, how we just make this straightforward comment, like, talk about sex. It's not always time to talk about
Sometimes
sex.
it's not time.
Right.
And then sometimes it's just two people being able to say, somebody has to get to the point where they say, you know what?
It bubbles over.
We need to
Right.
It's
Like,
right
I love
on.
that though.
Oh
I love the bubble
I
over.
hate that.
I'm as I grow older.
Oh God, there we
Oh,
go.
no.
As I get older,
All right. And
I'm
look things over.
I'm much more patient because at the end it's much better. I'm just saying,
What's
the sex
better?
is better.
What?
The
What?
sex is better when it builds. When tension builds, sometimes tension builds.
So 80-year-old
In-
pussy
in-
is
in a-
better? You don't wait it.
No.
You done waited.
That's some tender ass meat. That's tender. That is tender.
That's
You
over.
don't
almost
wait it a long
splashed
time for that ass. You
I'm
get
not
that
talking
ears
about- I'm not talking about that type of
Titanic.
patience.
That Titanic.
But patience is
Slow it
about.
down.
My point is, patience is about timing. Like timing can be a short span, it can be a long span, but when it's done at the right time, it can be a lot better than a force.
I agree.
Wasn't it?
But yeah, I definitely agree, because sometimes there are misinterpretations or people get mixed signals. And sometimes the person will lead into trying to figure out whether or not they're reading the right signals or not.
Right.
And it may get crossed. They may throw something up sexual.
That's why that's why the yet is important.
And then it gets blocked. And then you're just like, oh, okay, well, maybe that person is not there. And that's cool. However, at that point, that person also knows that you're thinking on that line.
Right.
Your mindset is like, oh shit, they really like, if I gave them the opportunity, they would type deal. So it's not, it still doesn't go unnoticed. It's a mental note.
It's a mental note.
If
you want to go back to that, you can.
You really got to know who you're talking to, though.
That's true.
Right.
Because you can't have that conversation with
And
just anybody.
it can get stale. So back to Elise's point, though. I get you. You can overweight. You can be too patient. You can, become a prude and wait too long.
Yep.
And then the tension
Shot
is gone.
Shot.
Right.
You have missed
That's
the
talking
I know John was going back and forth and laughing.
Big John said 80-year-old pussy beef jerky.
Shout out.
I hate you, John.
He ain't got no damn sense. Big shout out to Chantel Houston. She says communication allows you to be more present and understand how people shape your experience. And I definitely agree with that. Like, I don't think a lot of people are present either, which is one of the biggest things that I really, really can't stand. When you get with somebody and they're too all over the place in their thoughts to be able to really be present with you. And that takes away from your ability to be able to really engage with one another, to even see what that chemistry actually looks like.
Exactly. Like, how can you not be present? You got all this gift right here.
I mean, the whole package.
Exactly. You need to stir up the gift.
Next question. How do you
want something a little stronger out?
How do you learn
How do
you learn your partner's kinks and fetishes? Do you ask, do you observe, or do you try to guess?
What was that again? Sorry.
How do you learn your partner's kinks and fetishes? Do you ask, do you observe, or do you try to guess?
All three.
Yeah, all three is a combination.
I don't think you try to guess. Take that one out.
Okay.
But I think you either ask or you observe or you do both. I get that. To try to guess, though, you can fail miserably.
Well, you got to probe. I mean,
Well,
we're
what you probing
talking
with?
about like somebody. We talking about
like
sex.
this?
We're not talking about like, hey, you like chicken.
let's review this.
You want to order some pork belly.
make it a
This
little
is totally different. We're talking about sex, man. Like, so guessing sometimes you can go left field. So I think you ask or you observe.
This list is pretty long, man. I mean,
That's why I didn't want to like. There's some
I'm
crazy
just
stuff
gonna-
on here. Did you see?
So why not ask?
Exactly.
That's what I said.
no, I didn't rule it out.
Yeah.
I said
Right.
a combination of the three.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta agree.
Look, I just want to call out some of
Guess how
these
you want to.
on this list. I'm not going to
Mr.
read
Rough
the
Sex over there.
definitions. I'm not. I'm not going to read the definitions, but I'm
Mr.
just going
Patterson.
to. I want to, because some of these I have not heard of, but I'm gonna be looking into some of these for later.
Oh boy.
And I just want y'all to put a thumbs up.
Just cross-reference.
We ain't
against
gonna know
your-
where the
your
thumbs
current
up
list.
came from, but we just want to know if y'all ever did any of these. Pet play.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm gonna read one. Cupping. Never heard this before.
You never heard that?
Never heard of this before. You've heard of this
I've
before?
heard of it.
Scat play.
Cupping,
Y'all heard of
also
scat?
called
Scat.
fire cupping. It's the act of heating up glass cups with rounded backs. Using a few inches across the skin, as the cup cools, they create a vacuum, leaving a hickey-like bruising pattern across the
Wait a
skin.
minute.
But that's actually part of massage.
Hold on. Stay on. We're gonna stay on topic. We're gonna rattle off some of these at the end of the conversation.
Okay, let's
about-
keep going, y'all.
we-
We getting
I'm
excited.
sorry. my
Because
bad.
we talking about how do you learn your partner's kinks and fetishes,
Oh,
and
my
I
bad.
think this is
Okay.
a really important one. Do you ask? Do you observe? Or you try to guess? We have people on the platform. Zaida says ask. Bree said ask and observe. Shay said ask. Mia said ask. Mia said don't guess.
She said, I'll
Thank
read
you,
it.
Mia.
You
She's-
might get
Perfect example.
punched.
Putting one in the stink
Stay out
and
of
two
my
in the
ass.
pink.
Yes.
No, to putting two in the putting one in the
You
stink and two in
might
the
get.
pink.
You better ask.
Right.
So you better ask if she like that. Some women like it, some don't.
You know
So
what
I'm
I?
supposed to ask if I'm giving it to you rough?
No, that's we.
I'm saying that's on the list.
No. You can.
You can
There's
tell.
levels to rough.
There is.
I'm just saying, like,
I ain't saying straight beat.
I'm gonna say one thing that
beat it.
helps.
I'm just saying.
I
so
mean, some
you was
people like
He
that.
was
Yeah.
pretty aggressive with that
I mean,
conversation.
I'm
One
Yeah.
thing that helps when you decide to do something rough or you want to dominate a female is find out her background, find out her history,
Listen.
because some of that can be very telling.
Right.
If she seems very timid
No.
at times.
No.
Sometimes. I didn't say all the time.
No.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Because you can have a whole conversation and it'd be a totally
Yeah,
different
in the bedroom. I agree.
and that's on both ends of the spectrum.
And
That
I
could be
agree.
a very wild personality. and
Trina
very
talking about
tame
we're
in
gonna
the
cover
bed.
everything tonight. We got time.
But for real, y'all, like what I've
Trina's in it
what
for
I've
the
noticed
long
in a
haul.
lot of what I've noticed in a lot of connections sexually when it comes to relationships, especially with men, like they have a hard time being vocal as far as what they like and what they don't like in the act of actual sex. And I think it's
I can kind of agree to that.
but I don't understand, because like one thing that kind of throws me off in regards to that is because if your woman is trying her best to please you, she wants that's her satisfaction.
Yes, I
Her
agree.
satisfaction is wanting to please you. And if she's having to guess what to do here, what to do there, what to do,
Right.
like just tell her,
So
grab her head and put it where exactly
Where you
it
need to go.
you know what's crazy about that though?
You
is
need to.
that's the exact conversation that men have outside of the bedroom.
Right.
It's like,
Exactly.
say
Right.
exactly what the hell you want, and I will
Exactly.
give it to you, right? Like, we say that all the time outside the bedroom. We are not mind readers. And then you get into the bedroom, and it's like, say what you want, man. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
And
But
listen.
I'm saying the same way that y'all say, you should know. You can tell by the way that I move. You can tell by the way that I
Nah,
respond.
I don't agree
No,
to
sometimes
that.
that doesn't always work.
That
Right.
I don't agree
Hell
with
we
that.
do
That doesn't
have to
work.
be
I'm just
like literal about how it's supposed to certain things supposed to work,
Yeah. Because I mean,
or how you work.
right.
Yeah,
how
I'm
you
just saying,
work.
but the inside and outside the bedroom
Mhm.
is the dynamic is very
You think
interesting.
it's different?
No, I think it's interesting. I'm just saying that women always say the same thing about men in the bedroom, that they're not as vocal, and outside of the bedroom, women don't speak direct.
Trina said, "Go on, say it, sis. They be lying about that prostate massage. Show the hell do.
They should.
They
love
be
it.
Stay the hell away from
lying.
my head.
They be lying.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, and it's okay. A lot of men are not vocal; they won't say it. But we know what happened behind closed doors.
Thank you.
They love
Thank
it.
you.
They like getting their salt, their salad tossed.
Yep.
They love it all. But they don't want- but they don't-
Let my app go.
But they don't want
Where my
nobody
app
to
with the sound
know.
effects
Gross. The
Well,
button
here you
gross.
go.
But they don't want.
Bruh.
They don't want nobody to know that they got their head. They got their face down, their ass up.
Hey,
They don't want nobody to know that
What's that mute
they in that vulnerable position.
What's that filter?
Why?
It's like
So
this.
why do y'all get
This
so
is the-
uncomfortable with it? Why do y'all get so uncomfortable about it? I don't understand.
Uncomfortable
What?
position.
What make and
It's a compromising position.
You know, this is the thing. Is as long as a man is willing to try certain things, I get it. But when he tries it and says, "Nope, not for me,"
okay,
Not for
fine.
me.
But see, I think one of the other things is a lot of sex has become taboo in this
Where?
society. It just has like sex.
Sex is not taboo in
Sex-
this society.
No,
This is the most sexual
Hold on,
society has
hold on.
ever been.
no. Of course, on the movie screen, that's totally different.
Totally different.
Like on the movie,
not just
on
movies.
when you are actually talking to a person, like somebody who is not in Hollywood, somebody who is just works every day from 9 to 5, like talking about sex is a conversation that they completely shy away from.
Some of them,
like
Yeah, I was
most,
about to say it.
but you're right.
So I think that goes.
I'm
I
talking
think-
about more often than
True,
not.
I think that
true.
goes.
Like that,
I think that
that's what
goes
happens.
to the new social media environment though. Communication is different now. I get it, but at the same time, I think that sex is it's more out in the open right now.
I feel
These conversations we're having right now are easier to have because of media and because of the liberal.
and I
state
think,
of
but
society.
it's also easier to have because we're at the point in life where we don't care.
We've been becoming more aware.
We're self-aware
liberated,
as
yeah.
individuals, so we don't really feel like we have to have that wall up or it's taboo. We've talked about it enough, not just in this setting, but in other settings as well, for it to be comfortable. But a lot of people, like I meet a lot of people that when it comes to vulnerability in sex, like you can tell immediately when you start talking to somebody and you go there in regards to sex, or you go there in regards to certain desires. Hey, tell me your fantasy.
Or you
When they
even
start-
try and act.
Right.
They clinch up.
Man,
You be
it's-
like, "What's wrong with you?"
tell me your fantasy.
They can even
I,
express it.
Unleash him.
You be like, what?
Unleash him.
Just
You should see that as a project. Men have been doing that for years.
I'm done with building.
It's-
It ain't even building. It ain't even building.
And sometimes unleashing, you got to bond him. You got to practice bonding. You got to tie him up.
Dame said, nah,
Mess with his
Off
toe.
top.
Dame said, nah,
Good
not
whole
really.
time.
It's less prudes, but definitely more extremes on both ends. Either you bout it, or you not.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I just think that it's a lot more out there. Like we just talked about furries. I didn't even know that was a thing. It's cats in
And I know
Vegas
y'all
and
can't
stuff.
see it, but I got my
Go ahead
furry.
and pull one of them things off.
Let me see. I gotta put my.
Let me
Put
see
it,
your
put it over there
furry
by
girl.
put it over there by
I'm a
GP.
little flexible. I can put my.
Oh, you're
leg
gonna
up
put
on
that whole
table.
thing up there. But they seeing the bottom of it. That's why I say just pull
Now,
it.
these
Pull
are
that
not
joint out.
toe sucking type toes right here.
Nah, not these.
They can't see shit, Lysandra.
So
They
share with
can't.
us. Share with us, GP. What is a toe sucking type toe?
She got a bear claw up.
Can't nobody see y'all. Gordon, you got to lean this way so
That's-
they can see her.
Can I have that? Can I have that, please? I'll put it in front of the camera.
You gonna put my whole leg up?
No, just the shoe. Can I have the shoe?
The
Take
whole.
my shoe
Yeah,
off.
she looks.
He said, "Oh." The way he said, "Oh." Let me see. So there's some people that right now watching this live. Somebody on this live is rubbing themselves
They feel it.
right now. That is
It's a turn on.
it's a furry shoe.
Yeah. You ever tried having sex with these on? What?
That's hot. That
Nothing but
look
that.
hot.
It
Ooh.
do, don't
My
it?
feet get cold easy, so I'm
Well, yeah,
about
mine
it.
do too. That's
During
definitely
sex.
And then you
This
hook them with them
period,
bear
your
claw,
toes,
claw
your feet
feet.
Yeah, my feet get cold. This
Now-
period, like if I'm a cold natured person,
Put them around their
so-
shoulders.
and that's and when you
If it's good,
I-
you're not
I-
thinking about the toes.
I saw a that is very true. Temperature definitely affects orgasms.
Really?
Temperature
It does.
I can see
temperature.
that. I can see
Yes,
that.
if
you're
you are cold, it's hard to have an
It's
orgasm.
very hard.
Not
Oh,
for
yeah.
men. Not for men.
But
I've been in many a cold car as a
Well-
teenager when there was nowhere to
and
go. There's
and-
been many a
and
backseat
that's because
cold night. Yes.
And that's because in the midst of an act, physically, what happens with a man is your temperature naturally rises when you're having sex.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so when it does in a man, his prostate or his testicles actually draw close to the body.
Mhm,
So when
right.
he gets ready to ejaculate, you actually feel them draw up close to the body and they start contracting. That's because they've gotten warmer to a certain temperature.
Mhm.
So it's all an act, not just what look at
I love the research. Like you see how everybody at the table
Like-
just turned.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
It be coming from so
Are
like
these in my
she be
notes?
like,
What's
yeah,
the little germ? What's the
she be
little
like,
German
yeah,
lady?
these furry shoes. You know, the penis draws nigh to the balls and the testicles.
The testicles. She said draws 9.
That's the
Game of balls.
That's
Yeah,
reference.
it
Goes
was.
God.
Game of balls.
God.
Damn. Cassandra, you are so
All right,
wise.
last question of the night. If you are open to exploring the kinks and fetishes of your partner because they avoid the hard limits, can you still receive pleasure if it isn't your thing, and how? Again, if you are open to exploring the kinks and fetishes of your partner because they avoid your hard limits, and again, like, and I think, guys, we skipped over a little bit of this hard
Yeah,
limits.
we did.
And I want to just come back just for a second, just to talk about what those hard limits are.
Y'all
and-
put some hearts up if y'all want a part 2 to this, y'all.
Yes, please, please, please.
If y'all
So-
want a part 2, put some hearts up.
so those hard limits
Or them
come.
thumbs up. We know y'all can put
Those
thumbs.
hard limits come when you
Okay.
actually need to talk to your partner
Right.
about you, and you guys
Dang
need
dash.
you. What do you say?
He said
Temperature
temperature
rising.
rising.
Hey, you can feel it too.
Yeah.
All right, limits, hard limits. All right. So a lot of people, these are some common hard limits for people. Blood, piss, or shit.
Woo.
Feeling claustrophobic.
Hard limit.
Hard
Very
limit.
hard.
Yes.
How about soft limit? Because
That's a
pretty
stank
soft.
limit.
feeling claustrophobic or feeling too exposed, feeling worthless or humiliated,
Yes.
Hard
All
limits.
those are good.
feeling unsafe or being afraid of your partner, even in play context.
Mhm.
Physical marks in some places, pain, certain types of pain in certain places, pain in certain levels of intensity.
Yes.
And the last one is triggers, anything that reminds you of past traumatic event.
All sound like
So-
hard limits to me.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
understand that
For
when
certain people, yeah, but
understands when a person has these hard limits, and this is one of those things where when you ask the person, hey, are you into ABC XYZ, and they say no, I never want to do this, I think it's very important that you ask that person, why is this something that they never want to do? Because you can learn a lot
Right.
about a person's history and about what they, what connects them to them not wanting to do that. And then you could also learn whether or not they just confused about it. Because sometimes a hard limit, when discussed, is really not a hard limit. It's just a fear. Like it's just a insecurity or a caution. And you literally can look at somebody and be like, so you wouldn't be up to exploring that. You want to do this, but you don't want to do that.
Right.
And you can actually, with trust and vulnerability, certain hard limits could actually not be hard limits, and because they'll open up to you because they feel like they trust you.
Right.
But keep it hard.
Those bruises and scars in open places, that's one of mine. Like, it's scratches in the wrong place. Like, it's hard to explain.
So can't nobody smack you?
No, don't leave a mark on my I can't be in a boardroom tomorrow. So you know what I'm saying, and across the
I
faces,
see plenty of them.
I'm sure
know,
you
right?
do. It's a different kind.
Turned it up the night
I
before.
come in, I'll be like, Karen tore that ass up last night, didn't she?
That's a different cat. That's not a conversation I want to have.
I work with men all the time. I got to be real with their asses. I be
Tiger
like,
marks.
who did that? How much you pay for that mark?
Yeah. Tiger marks and like that. Bruises.
As long as it's on my body, I'm
Oh, really?
Wait a minute.
No, where else would it be?
No, you was talking about face and neck.
Look,
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's fine because
Gordon gonna wake up.
But
Gordon gonna wake up tomorrow with finger marks around his throat because they never been choked.
when he said as long as it's on my body, I was thinking like you gonna have a whole scar like just
Damn,
floating,
Wolverine.
just floating when you walk. Like,
He was like,
yeah,
Wolverine
dog,
tomorrow.
we was having ghost sex last night, spirit sex. And shit. She was wild. You know what I'm saying?
How
You know how
about
these ghosts be.
how about the tentacle sex? The
Ghost.
ghost.
You know, he was getting spirit wild. You know.
He had sex with E.T. Like, she put that.
I hate y'all.
Me and the Phoenix, you know, this Marvel comic shit.
Okay.
Definitely make sure y'all discuss y'all hard limits with y'all partner. But back to the last question of the evening, guys, and thank you guys again for everybody that has tuned in.
Anybody want this list of different types of kinks and fetishes? Hit us up.
We got them.
We got them for you.
We got them.
Yes, we do.
They killed a whole forest.
We got a whole dictionary.
It's from
Look,
A to Z.
a whole dick
Hold on.
dictionary.
And then Impact Play. Impact Play is a page alone.
Oh yeah, it is. Impact
Page and a
play is
half.
serious. Impact players when they get that paddle or that whip and they be like, "Watch out!"
What the hell is Florentine flogging?
I have. Oh, now
Florentine.
I know
Man.
about flogging.
We're gonna have a quiz on this next week.
But
So make sure you check it out.
Listen, I'm afraid that I'm gonna read this and be like, you know what, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna be a wild. No, I'm not reading this.
Yes,
Stop
Liam.
writing nothing. I'm
Yes,
not reading
Liam.
this.
That's why I printed it. Read,
Look,
study
I'm
to show
reading this,
yourself
yo.
approved. That
Look.
way, when she called in, she'd be like, "Yes, I am into flogging," and you'd be like, "Yeah, girl, I know what that is."
I have seen this
Like I
pony
said,
play.
I went and bought one off
Look,
Amazon just
I'm about
for
to
you.
go. I'm about to
Look,
go
show
all
up,
the way
show up in a
genuine.
French maid outfit.
Yeah, we good.
You know what I'm saying? We good.
We
Like
good.
we can do a little role. We can do a little soft
whatever,
role play.
whatever. Like you know what? It'd be so surprising to me when you have conversations with people and people that are really open about sex and their sexuality, because I feel like that's another taboo thing
Yeah.
that happens
Oh,
where
be open.
people
I
no.
love this tonight. This was
No,
amazing.
but I'm just saying in general, like when you're having conversation in general and you feel that sexual energy, or just y'all know y'all got that one coworker that always take it left.
Yes. And you be like, what?
And you be
Always.
like, I mean, it's always a sexual innuendo that's there, or
All
that
the time.
or your friend or your homeboy, like you're there and or your homegirl, and they always think it's sexual. I don't think that it's a problem for us to be able to play into those, have those conversations. I think we need to have so much more conversations about sex outside of the bedroom on a consistent basis with one another.
And outside of the workplace.
And outside of the workplace, definitely.
Because you said the coworker, and I'm like, yeah, that's not the place.
Yeah, but
For some
they
of the
be
things that I hear, yeah. I know what you're saying.
for some of the, but
Yeah.
then at the same time, like and then you look and you're like, well, damn, like they got the freedom to say this.
Right.
Like, why don't I have the
Why
freedom?
can I say it?
You can. Who gonna check you? Nobody.
Exactly.
Besides HR, don't be a
That's
work.
what I was about to say, Mr. Smith.
Unless you are HR, then you be like, no, I got you alone
She
now.
felt very uncomfortable. because of the
Yes. So last question. If you are open to exploring the kinks and fetishes of your partner because they avoid the hard limits, can you still receive pleasure if that isn't your thing, and how? For example, today I posted on the Facebook platform about sucking toes.
Mm,
All right.
I love it.
Most women, most men, or most women, I should say, said that it just isn't their thing. All right. But there were some of them who said that it isn't my thing, but I receive pleasure watching him enjoy it.
And that's funny to me. I'm just gonna say this. It's funny to me that people don't want to suck toes, but they lick ass. I don't.
Yeah, like
I don't quite
So
understand.
I'll say as a man, as a man, I'll do a lot of things that aren't necessarily my thing if I know that it pleases her.
so
You see what I'm
okay,
saying? So
right, but
that's what we're talking about with those hard limits. It's about pleasing the other person,
okay,
especially when it's reciprocated. Like what I think a lot of people do is they do what they want done to them, to their partner.
yes, I agree.
Right.
Go ahead,
Knowing
speak on
whether
that.
or not their partner
Partner likes
actually
it.
likes
Yep.
that.
True.
Agree.
I
You know
agree
what
with
I'm
that, James.
So I mean, so what do you do in that case? Like for example, like you saying that you'll do those things because it doesn't avoid, but do you enjoy those things?
If she enjoys it, that's my enjoyment.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you was to turn on to see her being
For
turned
me,
on.
it's a turn on
So
for her
it's
to
a
be
form
turned
of
on.
voyeurism, actually, because you like to watch her being turned on by
Yes.
what you do. So it's a
Agreed.
form of
I
voyeurism.
want to call it that.
It is.
I call it. I just want to know that she
Please.
turned out when it's done. I like that in the morning face.
I'm like this.
I like
if you
that.
like it, I
Okay.
love it.
Right.
You happy, baby?
Right.
You said if you like it, if she likes it, you love it.
That's right.
But I'm saying, like, are you showing, because Mr.
Got quiet
like
as
having
hell.
sex with Celie, but she just laid there while he did his business.
Up to the music.
Oh, did
I feel like I'm on trial. No, I have not had sexual relations with that woman.
But you thought about it.
We've been talking too much.
This is cross-examination.
We can't
Y'all
have that there.
silly. So I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
It's gonna come in 5, 4, 3, 2. Maybe not.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
we're good. Let's keep going.
These comments as
Keep
we
the
get
conversation
to
going.
this last part. Zaida said no toes in the mouth. Trina said, but ain't no brothers out here dragging their dingaling on the street.
What does that mean? What you mean, Trina?
Like long, lengthy, backing.
That's why you take it to the shower.
A shower.
I mean,
the shower.
Shower
it's like
sex
that,
is
you
kind
gotta-
of
If
under.
you're worried about feet on the
Yeah,
ground and all
shower
that stuff,
sex is kind of, well, I guess
It's
for me, it's
kinda-
kind of underrated.
I hate it.
I don't like shower sex.
No, I'm saying you start there.
Oh, Mia made a good point. She said you can't always go by her expressions. If I really like him, I fake it to make him feel good. Don't do that.
That
What?
sucks.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
do
I'm not
what?
with that.
You
She
fake it.
She
Don't-
fake it to make him
don't-
feel good.
yeah.
Like I understand the sentiment. Don't do that though. It does nothing for the dude. You building some fake egos out here. There's cats
Right,
out here
because
walking
they
around
honestly-
whack,
yes,
right.
whack out
yes,
here.
right,
And there's
exactly.
several women talking
Hey.
about the whackness.
If his
Yeah.
sex is trash, it's trash.
Right, and you got to
That's the way
say
that he
it's
gets
trash.
better. Yeah. If you really like him,
Tell him the truth.
yeah.
But
Right.
show him the truth. Show him the way.
Show him the way.
But
But
you
I
know-
appreciate the thought.
One
So I'm
thing
gonna give
that
you a like for
one thing that I really realize as well too is both men and women. If your woman is trying to show you how to please you, or your man is trying to show you how to please you, don't be stubborn.
Right.
Don't be.
Don't be in one of them positions where you like, nah,
I know
you
what
gonna
I'm doing.
like- right, I know what I'm gonna do it. You gonna like it the way
No,
I
you
give it
don't.
to
Pride.
you.
You showing me the
Right.
bits.
That's pride.
Yo,
Yeah.
like nah,
That,
like
that's pride.
yeah, it is pride.
Pride and ego.
And a lot of people are unsatisfied in relationships because you got these people who have watched a porn or have watched, certain things
Or
and they,
faked it.
or faked it, and they continue to do and do and do, and then you are literally left empty,
Hey, you want to belittle a man?
unfulfilled.
You want to belittle a man? You tell him after y'all been together for several years,
Oh
several
my
months. Don't even matter.
God.
Just
Your
like,
dick wasn't good anyway.
I've been faking. That little
Exactly.
move you do, that same little move to the left, that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do the same thing every night. That dude think about that all day at work. Cussing out coworkers, fired 4 people. Like, you impacting other people's lives, Mia. Cut that
Power
out.
to pee. Power to pee.
Yeah, we got to do better. And I think at the end of the day, for us to close this out, one of the big reasons why we brought this up to everybody is because it's important. Just like the conversation is the conversation, it's important to have these conversations about sex with outside of the bedroom, with your friends, with your girlfriends, with your partners, with the people that you are intimately connected with. It's important to know what they like. It's important to be able to turn them on and know what turns them on, not only just in the bedroom, but outside of it as well.
Right.
Like, I think we need to do a better job as people of being able to have intimate conversations with one another. That
If I had the button,
I
I'd
know.
give you applause. That's beautiful.
we have to have these intimate conversations. And literally, you were talking about timing, right, Slim?
Mhm.
If y'all are at a restaurant and dinner with one another and y'all are together and have already experienced intimate time with one another, talk about it there.
Mhm.
Talk about it in a text message. Talk about it at home instead of watching. If you're in a situation where y'all sitting on the couch and y'all not really watching TV, but y'all just there hanging out with one
And
another.
know it's all the atmosphere is thick.
Yeah.
For getting it on, but y'all still trying to act like y'all focusing on the television.
Just talk about it.
Just go ahead and be like, you want to do this? Come on, let's go do it.
That's that good tension.
The time is right.
The conversation
It's right.
That's that
logo.
good tension. I don't know if y'all don't know. That's that good tension. That when you know
Exactly.
that's good.
That's
tension.
the time you don't say, let's live your truth. Let's go act out your truth.
Right.
Let's go act out.
That's what I was talking about when it's good, when both of you are on that vibe. There's nothing worse than one person wants it and the other one don't. And it's kind of like consensual. Like it's not consensual. It's like they're compromising, like, all right, but when it's when both of you want it, when the tension is there.
Well, make a move.
Yeah, it's all good. Make the move, but make the move at the right time.
And like Elise said,
and send the signals, both sides.
That's what I'm saying.
Send the signals, make it open. Don't just sit there and stare at the screen
But
and be miserable.
But that's another thing that is a part 2 to that too, because you got men who miss signals from women.
All the time.
And people like women literally will give the signal like they done put the cell phone down. They done put the booty shorts on.
We be throwing pussy at you like a baseball.
Throw that ass in
and they be striking out.
Right.
All the time.
And then the next thing you know, because James, Slim, like you said it best, I'll wait for the woman to, make the move.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the only move you got. If you put the booty shorts on and you come sit beside me and we watch TV, you just got on comfortable shorts. But if you
got on comfortable
you just
shorts.
got on comfortable. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. Listen, men are very easy. We're so easy.
We're very simple.
Listen, the remote failed.
Oh my
pick that
God.
shit up. Look, I'm just saying, like, look, y'all gonna go just sit down and so I put my phone away. You should know that. Like, you just said like I put my phone away. You put your phone away. We think you watching this bullshit.
That's not what we're
like
saying.
It's CSI. We all know what's gonna happen at the end. That dude did it. They did. It's over. Like just drop the remote.
If you still sitting there,
rub the arm.
Listen,
thank you.
If you still sitting there, if you still sitting there and y'all been there all day and the sun done went down, you still sitting there.
That's different.
Wait a minute.
Different.
And you still
totally
sitting there, and then she be like, "You comfortable?" When she asks, "Is you comfortable?"
Thank you.
No. That can mean two things.
No.
Listen. Especially with Elise. Listen.
That
That can mean two things. It can be like, so what you doing tomorrow?
No. If you on the
So
couch,
what you doing later on?
if you sitting on the couch and she asks,
that.
"Are you comfortable?"
Fuck you, Jay.
And she say, and if the woman say, "You go ahead, put your feet up." When she say, "Put your feet up," brothers, that's the invitation.
Are you hungry?
Have you eaten yet?
Let me hang up
Come on,
your
come
coat.
Come on, please, G.
Exactly.
Why do we have to decipher anything?
It's not decipher. We telling y'all plainly what it is.
We are ready to go.
So okay, my thing is, my thing
lights,
is,
camera, action.
so-
I mean, it's
So Mia
we gotta say-
made a point. Mia said.
she ain't asking. She gonna
She said
take
no.
it.
She just said ain't no drawers and no bra. See, that's different. You come out ain't no drawers, no bra. The shorts on and everything.
Oh my
Okay,
God! I
that's-
wish that was the fucking case.
That's
But that's not
similar
always
to
the
that's
case.
similar to
That is
dropping.
not-
That's similar to dropping the remote.
It is.
No.
But we talking about
It
okay.
should be,
Say
but at
on
the
the
same
first
time,
Say it's the first time you meet somebody.
Mhm.
Okay, and the sexual attraction is thick,
okay,
and you know it's there.
right.
If she
Love
say
that
and you
shit.
say, "Hey, you want to come over? You
Mhm.
want to hang out?" Because y'all ain't ready to
I
leave
thought I
each
heard
other,
applause for some reason.
right? Because y'all ain't ready to leave each other,
Mhm.
and y'all come back and y'all sitting on the couch.
Okay.
And y'all talking, and she asks you, "Are you comfortable?" And she say, "Take your shoes off," or if she take her shoes off, she ain't expecting you to go nowhere that night. When a woman take her shoes off, she's
Listen.
comfortable enough around you. She getting ready, and if she put her feet up
Listen,
on
the
you,
picture
yeah. Like
that
Bree said, throw that leg on.
Thank
her.
you.
throw
thank
that
you.
leg
No,
exactly.
There's a lot of
listen,
thought, don't you?
that's
But
not. Listen,
we do.
The picture
But we
that they're
giving y'all
painting.
the inside
The
scoop.
picture that you're painting. You're right. You're right. Those are the signs. Like easy.
We're just
we
not
get
that
it.
smart.
We not. No.
Y'all
man.
should be
Every
now.
dude knows what she just said. Like, look, you both came home. You just met. This is your first time. You never had
Right,
sex before.
right.
She takes her shoes off. You take
Right.
your shoes off. She puts her foot on you.
Right?
It's done. You
It's a
know.
done
Matter of fact,
deal.
you knew if it was your first date and you came back to her place, your place, and y'all sitting and you're relaxing after a date.
Listen,
That's done.
I mean,
It's
those
almost-
are obvious.
It's,
Though.
yeah, you're talking about the obvious stuff. We're not talking about the obvious. I'm saying that when it's not obvious, it's not always obvious. Like
Okay, I'm gonna help y'all out.
the
I got a
picture
book I got a book on body language,
Don't need it.
on
Oh, boy.
sexual body language.
I think she has
We
a
don't
book on
need
just
your-
about
look
everything.
at me.
You
I
got
be
furry
like,
shoes
like-
on.
Did you sell encyclopedias one time? Like,
if you come out with them fur shoes, you would throw us all the way off.
before the internet, shoe selling
You come out with no bras, no drawers, you will be like, yeah, he know what's going on. Then we look down at them furry ass shoes.
I have a book for that.
Oh, we gonna say she just comfortable.
I'm in beast mode. I got on my beast shoes. I'm in beast mode. These my beast mode shoes.
Now,
I'm like, I'm
if
about
you're gonna-
to
look,
ram on
if-
that ass.
If you're gonna put those furry shoes on, you better come out with nothing but them damn furry shoes on. That's the only way you send them.
Can y'all imagine these furry things up in the air?
I could.
Oh, man. That's what I was saying. I said that'd be wild.
I would be like, oh, okay. Ankles.
Oh my God! You should videotape that
Yeah,
session
I
right
ain't,
there.
I
That's
ain't
a
even looking at
videotape
you. I'm
session
looking
right
at the
there.
feet like,
My
oh,
arms been curving.
female Sasquatch.
Throw some mirrors up in there.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the Conversation
God.
Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast. Hopefully you guys have definitely been entertained on this evening, guys. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, and our IG page at The Convo L&E, L&E. All right. So please check us out, guys. TheConversation704.com is our website. We got some great, exciting new topics coming. G Money, let us know what's next week's topic.
Next week's topic, I believe, is
What is it?
marketing and exploitation.
Yeah.
Marketing the P?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Marketing the P.
Yo, we missed
that
a
too.
million comments here, but we won't. This is a whole nother. This is hilarious.
Yeah, so
No, it
and
was.
hey, we might do a part 2 to this, depending on if you guys join the platform and let us know exactly how much of a part 2 that you want and what you guys are suggesting we talk about in part 2, because we are here for the people. So join the Facebook platform, The Convo L&D, guys. Again, thank you so much. Last remarks from D. Go ahead.
That's right. Protect the dome. I'll speak for all the bald head cats out here. No, man, this was fun, but we knew it was gonna be fun. This conversation,
because we retarded.
we could do this
retarded.
every week, all week. That's not what the conversation's about, but it's always gonna be a good conversation. We're
Definitely.
gonna touch several different things. This forest here,
I'll definitely make sure to post that, guys.
Yeah, Trina said there has to be a part 2. Y'all, if y'all really love this, let us know. Send us some love about this post again. If y'all want to hear a part 2, so we can get into some more of it.
Yeah,
we want to keep y'all participation going.
So as I go out, I just want to give the titles. This is fun just to read.
And don't break-
Collar/collaring, consent, consensual non-consent. What the hell is that? That sounds like a
It's
rape
confusing.
case. That
It
sounds
is
like a rape
confusing.
case.
You mean yes, but you're really saying no.
No, right.
My mind
Yes.
is telling me no. Stop
Corsetry,
it.
tight lacing, cupping. We talked about that. Dome, whatever
PTD.
it is.
Yeah,
Dungeon master. I didn't know those are two different things.
that's
Folks.
the whole leather
Yes.
outfit. with the-
Dungeon and dungeon master. D's. I don't even know what that is.
Nuts.
He's nuts.
Enigma, fetish, fet life, fireplay, fisting,
that at?
floggers, flogging, golden showers.
enema.
Ugh.
That's what people like to get their booty cleansed while they having sex. Yeah,
Oh, did I say
that's
enigma? and it
douching
was
the
enema?
rectum.
Oh,
Go
that's
ahead.
terrible for the grammar police.
I've only tried it once.
Hanky
Let's
code.
keep going.
I won't read it.
Right,
But
right.
this is ridiculous.
It
So,
is
so
not ridiculous.
I'm just saying, there's
It's
there's
not.
so much out there.
So
It
many
is.
levels. There's levels to this, y'all.
Right.
People be getting off by the strangest thing. But guess
What
what?
that tells me though is they've done the natural, normal, day to day so much, or they've consumed so much.
No.
I don't know.
Sometimes there's trauma that is associated
maybe
with
trauma as well.
with why they like some of these things. So,
It is.
So
very
it's very important that you understand why your partner likes these kinks and fetishes, because there is something that is going on psyche wise
true.
as
Exactly.
to why that they're enjoying that, and you don't know whether or not whatever it is causing them to be triggered by something that brings them to a dark place emotionally.
Mm.
Right.
And
you want to be a part of that.
right. And do you want to be a part of that is another thing.
Damn
And do
it,
you
at least you know how to take the pleasure out of shit. Look, I was sitting here reading this
And-
on some.
And I'm, and I'm
you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, you want to be
And I'm gonna
flogged.
say this real
No.
quick.
Now I got to think about
For
like,
some-
oh,
right.
shit,
For some-
she has been
Yeah.
beat by.
Well, I'm
Yes.
when I'm gonna be honest about this though, there are
Terrible.
some women who have been sexually abused when they were younger,
Mhm.
and they do enjoy these. it doesn't mean that she still does not enjoy it, even though it may be coming from a place from a dark past. Because I've heard men say certain things like she must have got beat as a child because of the way how she allowed me to do them because of certain things that she enjoyed.
Well, that's why I said it's important for you to get to that why.
And y'all wonder why we overthink during sex.
Right. But see, the thing is,
but you have to have a conversation beforehand.
You do, but that doesn't mean you're not gonna think about it during sex. Like, damn.
And it's true. I think it's a very sticky place to go into when you ask a woman and you or it's a very uncomfortable place to put a man that you just met and you have to tell him why it came from that place. It may take some time getting to know him. So if you're just having a one-time thing, or it's just something where you just happen to fall into this act and you decided to go to all these different levels with that man, in that situation, he might not be prepared for that. But if it's going to be something that's going to continue time and time again, you might want to get more into it and make him understand, you're still okay with it. But it's going to take some time maybe to get him to a place where he's comfortable doing that with you again, realizing that these things were birthed out of pain.
Right.
And sometimes they say it, pain is pleasure.
But again, it's about acceptance.
It's about
like
it's about what it is.
Right. It is what it is. Yeah. But at this, it's very hard for me to, because even if I'm in the middle of having, sex with somebody and they want to do something that I feel is unnatural to me, it's my brain is automatically going to want to know why.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it, but why? Because if it's unnatural to me and if it's something I'm going to have to continue to do to bring you pleasure, at some point I'm going to need to know why it is.
Where's it coming from?
What if they can't tell you why?
But if they can't tell me why, then I think that's another conversation that needs to be had, because there's a vulnerability issue there, or maybe they're just not able to articulate if what it is.
I think that they're beyond the vulnerability stage if they're able to tell you, like, this is what I like. So maybe there's an undiscovered.
I don't think it's all the time undiscovered. I think people know why that.
I don't know why I like thick, like wide fishnets and oily skin. You know what I'm saying? Like I just know I like this.
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
It's the
time fan. Were you a fan of the time?
No, somebody.
Morris Day.
Somebody pulled it out on me, and it was like
he pulled it out of you.
What?
Morris Day.
Listen, man.
You don't remember that song?
I remember about
fishnets.
Oh, fishnets.
Yeah.
Black.
That's now my favorite song.
With me, man.
My bad. No, you scared me. I was like, yeah, that he told you. I was like, who?
I thought we were here, man.
Prince started it.
No, man, it ain't good down. I'm just saying, like, I just think that something people just like.
Because then you said Apollonia was a crush of yours.
Yeah,
she wasn't.
You was young. You was probably, that was your thing.
Maybe there was, but I'm just saying somebody pulled it out on me. Like she came out with the fishnets and oiled up, and the lights was hitting her just right. I'm just saying, so you had an experience,
right? So if you can tell somebody that, because if she's asked you, "Hey, why you like these damn fishnets so much?" and if you can literally articulate to her, "Hell, I just had somebody. I had an experience. The first time I had that experience, I connected to it, and I just liked it." It's as simple as that. All right, cool. But if you say, it was because, my mama brought, she brought the chicken that was from Walmart, and it was in that net, and the fish, the skin was poking out the side of it,
and my fingers was greasy, and I looked around the table, and everybody's lips was greasy, their fingers was greasy, the chicken was so good, and the nets and the fish.
I be
so crazy.
I be like, wait a minute.
Would you be okay with the dude? This is like,
no.
What if he was just listen? The sex is good.
I'm
like,
listen.
What are you doing?
But you have to figure out whether or not that's something that you can be okay with or not. If you're
going to think about chicken,
right?
I be like,
little lips, little kids' lips, and
I be like,
little shiny fingers.
I need one. After that point, I be like, look, can we just fuck? Look.
Put the baby on there.
Look, okay, call me goldfish. Let's just get to it.
There are so many people that's out there that's looking for people to accept them in their fetishes and their kinks.
You're right.
Like, I mean, it's so many people out there. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody is doing their job of making sure that they are a service to their partners and service to the people that they're intimate with. Have these conversations, people. Talk about them. Also, if you're gonna rock with the Conversation Lifestyle and Entertainment Podcast, make sure you share this live. Make sure you also join us on our SoundCloud and Google Play platforms. All right, The Conversation, guys. Check us out. You see the juicy red lips that read The Conversation. Again, we appreciate you guys' support. If you guys believe in this, we are trying to get listeners. If you guys believe in what we are trying to do in regards to being the change that you want to see and that we want to see in the communities, contact us about community service opportunities. Contact us about event hosting. We'll be there, bringing all the energy, all the good vibes, guys, all of it.
It's hard to follow up the power of the P with, hey, you want us for a charity event? We'll be there. You know what I'm saying? The chicken grease. We got chicken grease and everything.
We trying
to have fish fry for the
trying to
kids.
get sponsors now.
I'm sorry. It was just hard to follow that up. It was just right after that. It was like fishnets. Oil and hey,
you be at the chair and they be like, so I heard you like spanking.
Spanking.
Come in, girl. Let me choke you for this $2,500.
Bring the pain.
Ever been to a purgatory party?
Bree,
I hear you, Bree. I want to know more about this. It just sounds dope, but purgatory party.
Join the conversation platform. Join the Facebook platform, The Convo L&E, guys. Again, thank you guys so much for your participation. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. If y'all support us, continue to support us, continue to spread the word. And as always, do what, guys?
Keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Bruh.
Use what you got.
Good night, guys.
Good night.